Animals might be the best damn thing to happen to this planet since dinosaurs walked the earth. I'm talking dogs, birds, reptiles, cows, spiders, even cats. Yeah, even cats. 'Cause who doesn't love those furry furballs sent by the devil himself? If you haven't figured it out already, this video is going to be about my pets. Yep, it's another animated pet video. But before we start, let me just take 1 minute to warn you about the hamsters. They're all dead. But don't worry, they lived long, happy little hamster lives. At least, one of them did. But this guy's still kicking, so let's talk about him. This dude's name is Blue, and for as long as I can remember, I have always wanted a dog. And I would beg my parents to get me one. But they would always say no. They would be like,
"Who's gonna feed it? Who's gonna walk it? When you go to university, you're just gonna leave it here, and we'll end up looking after it."
So after begging day after day after day after day, I devised a devilish little plan. It was just more begging, till my mum finally cracked and let me buy my very own dog, almost giving my poor old dad a heart attack when he walked through the door and got attacked by a flying ball of fur. Now, this dog had a thing for socks. Everywhere you looked would be the corpses of every sock we owned. Every sock in the house. No sock was safe. Not even the ones on your feet. He would lick the walls for hours, trying to catch the shadows. And if you moved, he would just slam himself through the wall and attempt to catch it. We actually had to repaint the walls because he had licked the paint off. He hates the word quark. Quark. FYI, my parents did end up looking after him when I went to university, but that was only because I lived in halls and my room was so small and the school board wouldn't let me bring him because they're mean, heartless mother. I got my first ever hamster when I was just 10 years old, and I called him Coffee. Now, I was the kind of kid that wanted a pet but didn't want the responsibility of looking after it, so I avoided cleaning this guy's cage for close to a month. Before my mother threatened me with death, of course, and then I did it. So, being the dumb 10-year-old kid I was, I took the cage outside, unfastened the top, and let little Coffee wander around the garden in the middle of summer. In Africa. Let's just say it didn't end well for Coffee. Next up was Popcorn, a hamster that never slept. Ever! He would run around his little cage like a little hamster on speed and had a habit of escaping. He also had a habit of chewing anything he could get his paws on. Rubbish, plastic, socks, extension cables. His death taught me a very valuable lesson. Never leave the cage open, and never put 6 plugs in a 2-plug extension cable. I got the next hamster at my local pet store and named her Sugar. She was white all over and small for her species, and 2 days later she died. Just like that. I buried her in a hair box next to the other hamster and never went to that pet store again. Until the week after, when I bought not 1, but 2 new hamsters! Oats and Porridge. These dudes were the cutest thing you'll ever see, until one of them tries to rip the throat out of the other at 2 in the morning, and that's when I learned that Oats was a bully and also kind of a jerk. I split them up like any normal person would, putting Oats in his ball to wander around and leaving Porridge in his cage free from his murderous brother. I woke up the next day to find the hamster ball empty and Oats nowhere to be found. Probably scuttering around the vents, laying in wait, waiting to strike when I least expected it. Also, Porridge was dead. Last but not least, there's Ozzy, and he doesn't really do much. He's just cool. I did end up finding Oats in the end, and he ended up living a long, happy life, dying at the ripe old age of 2.5 years old. You'll always be remembered, little buddy. You and your furry little murdery ways. Thanks for watching, guys. As always, click that like button and please subscribe to my channel. It's the little red thing saying subscribe. I promise I'll try to get more content out, and if you're feeling really nice, click that bell and be notified whenever I do upload. I will be uploading some live action comic sketches soon, so stay tuned for those, and